Pretty much since the start of the year, I've been working on a brand new studio slash office at my house, but before we get into that, here's me from 2 weeks ago to explain. This room initially started as my photography meeting space, and I had a bunch of this sort of furniture. So there was a big TV cabinet there, coffee table was in the middle, 2 couches either side, and then another little corner table as well. I did start to set up a little bit of a setup in here with the lights, and I got a new table, and that's where I've been doing my podcast and stuff from, but it was very unorganized, just needed something doing to it. So I've decided pretty much just to gut this entire room and start from scratch. Here we are almost 2 weeks later, and check it out. Creating this space was to make this place as functional as possible whilst keeping it as clutter-free as I possibly can. I wanted to be able to use this room as an editing studio as well as a filming studio, whether I'm filming a podcast, a tutorial, or just a scene in a vlog. So I wanted as many different possible filming locations as I could in here as well. This here is my main editing area and editing desk, and I guess this is literally where I'll spend most of my time, just because of the sheer amount of time that editing takes. I wanted to make sure that this area was as clutter-free, as distraction-free possible, and just a good clean space, and for it to remain this way. I wanted to make sure that there would be no cords on this desk. So as you can see, there is literally no cords up on here. Everything just falls straight behind there. I'm using an Apple iMac computer, which has both a wireless mouse and keyboard, which is awesome. And I've built my card reader into the desk. I literally just stuck that underneath there, and it all just connects up under the desk to the back of the computer. I'm never needing to reach behind the computer to get to any of the card ports or anything like that. It all just happens right here. SD card, it's got the micro SD card slots. All the ports I need except for the XQD card, which is what my D5 camera takes, but maybe I'll update it one day, but you can't win them all, right? Anyway, moving on to the couch area. I think I'm gonna call it the casting couch. Rather than just having the one desk that I film at, I wanted this room to have as many little filming locations as I could possibly fit into it. I find the more you can change up your angles or your locations in a video, it's just one more way to be able to keep the viewer engaged and keep it interesting, just to create some sort of movement in your video rather than just looking at a camera and talking. The wall above the couch, I still need to get something for the wall there. At the moment, I'm thinking I might get some cool wall boards, skateboard decks, whether they're just cool graphics that I like, or some of my friends' pro model boards, probably just 3 boards vertically along there or something, and I don't know, I think that should look pretty cool. This wall unit is still kind of empty as well. I've only got a couple of my old sort of retired almost cameras. I don't really use these cameras anymore. I definitely don't use that one. That one's quite old now, and that's my Nikon D3S, which I do still use that D3S at some of my weddings as a second camera, but it's mainly my D5 for photos these days. There's a bunch of old skate magazines from back in the day. I've got at least one photo in each of those, so plenty of good memories from all our skate trips and everything back then, so I've held on to them. And up on top here, we've just got a little bit of greenery and a nice candle, which is sage and sea salt. I'm turning this corner into a bit of a charging station. Got all my chargers here just ready to go. Now I know a lot of you are probably gonna ask, what are all the lights I've got around the place? I've got my entire room decked out with smart lights. The ones I'm using are called Lifx, L-I-F-X. It's by no means the only brand of it. There are ones like the Philips Hue and all of that as well. I'm sure most smart lights will do a similar sort of job. There's no real particular, I chose the Lifx over the others. Apart from a friend of mine had got some and was quite happy with them. And that was good enough for me just to say, yep, I'll get those ones too then. I've got strip lighting all the way along there, and underneath the desk I've also done it facing downwards all the way along there as well. And strip lights I've also got behind the couch, one underneath that lip, and then here's a good angle where you can actually see what they are. Up behind here is also another strip just aiming up towards the wall there. I've also got the Lifx smart lights in the ceiling as the downlight. This one here is sort of spilling the extra blue light along that wall there. And this one's a bit more warmer tones, as you can see here, to sort of light up that photo and sort of tickles the edge of the the shelves here as well. And the best part is all of these lights are simply just controlled via an app. So you can customize every single light to thousands of different colors. And once you're happy with colors, you can even set them up as particular scenes. For example, this is what I've chosen for when I'm filming videos in here. When I'm editing, I don't want it to be too full on, otherwise it'll just make my eyes go crazy. So I've set up my own preset for when I'm editing. All it takes is a touch of a button and your next scene's ready to go. So bad, you can just fiddle with this thing for hours. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed the quick run through of my new studio. Still gonna be a little bit of a work in progress for the next few weeks, filling up the shelves and getting a few more things on the walls where it's a bit empty and stuff. In regards to a full list of my entire kit of camera equipment, lighting and all of that, I'm gonna be doing a video very shortly outlining all of my equipment that I'm using in 2020. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, all of that stuff that you're supposed to do on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.